Right. Welcome to the 18th episode of the Novice Sports Show. Again, a show where three guys came together organically to talk about sports from a novice point of view. Like I said, we want to send a shout out to our 21st subscriber. Like I said, even though she's related, we got to give her a shout out. Like I said, we're trying to grow the channel, so please like, share. And she actually made a comment
Oh,
and it said, keep making episodes.
okay.
So we will listen to that comment and we will continue to make episodes. But like I said, again, like, share with your friends, your family. Again, we're growing the channel organically. Remember, when we blow up, don't come a knocking later because we gave you the opportunity first. Now, with that, we're going to jump into our intros. We got my man,
AJ.
we got A-Dub. So, as anybody that listens to our podcast, we've talked extensively about the WNBA and how they should have capitalized, and they are capitalizing on the fame of the new fresh in crops of talent, like I said. But they have actually beat my expectations. Like I said, my girl Angel Reese is at her 12th game with a double-double, which is a WNBA record. And of course, you got your girl CC, who's on a tear with her triple doubles. So, with that being said, I think the league is actually, going really, really well for them. Like I said, again, I wish these ladies well. Again, they're doing way better than I thought they would have coming in as rookies. Their form sometimes it looks a little messed up on the rebounds and the putbacks, but as long as you get them buckets, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So with that, what y'all got?
So, CAITLYN got the triple double, first one in for a rookie in WNBA history.
Yep.
She's figured it out. So like early on, now she's still leading the league by far in turnovers. That'll get better because one of it is sometimes her teammates just can't catch. Like it gets kind of bad sometimes.
Yes, it is.
Bad
But,
timing. Bad timing.
But they're figuring it out, and it's definitely cut way down from what it was earlier. But yeah, she's killing it, and like everybody thought like she was gonna have like this big learning curve. I don't think anybody thought that she would figure it out as quickly as she has. Midway through the season, she's, I mean, so we'll talk about the All-Star voting in a second, but she's playing like one of the best players in the league. Like, there's all this talk about, she should or shouldn't have made the Olympic team.
Yeah.
And I still agree that she,
Shouldn't.
for where she is, she shouldn't have made it because that team is stacked and she's not better than those people. Marketing wise, yes, but they were like, we're not worried about the marketing. We're putting the best team together.
To win.
The women who deserve it, the women who have put in the work, who've got the experience, who have some cohesion already. So I get it, no big deal. But a neat thing, I think we talked about this, is that because the Olympics is in the middle of their season, so they'll take a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
But the All-Star team will play against the Olympic team. So that's kind of cool.
Well, that's going to be fun.
Because the people who thought they should have made it are going to try to kill them.
They're going to kill them.
CAITLYN and Angel will be on the same team together, which might destroy the internet. Like if
Everybody's going to come together.
And don't let them play better than the Olympic team.
They're going to beat them.
I think
I'm talking individually.
They're going to get theirs.
Yeah.
They're going to get theirs. Because right now, she's basically played against, each of them have played against each team, right? And again, when they played, when they played the Seattle Storm, because they defend the pick and roll better than anybody else, I think if I recall, that's when CAITLYN had her lowing scoring game. But anybody else, she's basically gone off.
Gotcha.
And when I watched last night, she is actually developing chemistry with Aaliyah Boston. Really, at least Aaliyah Boston's the one catching her pass, and laying them up. Because I saw this one play. The up tempo, and that's another thing. I think that's why she turns the ball over more, because she's playing at a different pace and tempo than the rest of her team.
Yeah, they're used to kind of walking it
They're
up.
walking
She's getting it in like
Going.
She gets I watched her get a rebound. She took off.
Yeah.
The only person running in transition was Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah.
So I was like, she was just like, you could see it on her face as she's coming down court like,
I ain't got no outlet passes. Ain't got no time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody should be running.
Wanna
So I
win?
think,
Yeah.
so that next year, I think they're gonna go to a quicker more up tempo game.
Do you think is it the play style or more so the chemistry?
No, I think it's, okay, number one, I think the coach has to, I think they gotta get more pieces to
Okay.
run. Cause I mean, I don't think, again, that's not a good team. And again, the only people who are running, when I watched, cause I only watched the half. The people that were running the floor were only three people.
Okay.
Leah Boston, CAITLYN, and one other chick, right? And she was spotting, that was the other guard. She was
Okay.
spotting up for the three. So you had that inside presence to draw them in, and then she would kick it back out. She'd try to hit the three.
Okay.
But the other two guys, other two ladies,
Ladies. Yeah.
were trotting up the floor. So if everybody's sprinting down, now you're putting pressure on them to
Play
get back.
3-on-5.
They play on 3-on-5. You know, even though you're hitting threes, you're doing this, she's getting, you know, and that, she probably would have, I think I watched them miss 5 assists. Literally. I mean, I'm talking, you coming down, she's driving, she throws it, she catches it, they laid up and they missed, or they missed the whole ball, period. And I'm going, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, she's throwing dimes. If she was Brett Favre, it'd be incredible, or whoever.
Yeah.
Or Dan Marino, that's what she looks like.
Yeah, some of the like highlights when you watch, like when they're kind of showing those, it's like, you know, she's either, you know, she's leading them a little too much and
Yeah.
they're not either quick enough to get there or they're stopping instead
Yeah.
of going to the basket.
Yeah.
So it's like she's thinking one thing, they're thinking something else, and so it's a little bit off.
Yeah.
But they're starting to figure it out. There's
Yeah.
like they're not messing that up as much as they used to.
First 8 games, they look bad.
Yeah.
So I know this is a little off, but regarding that little, not that little, but your analysis.
Yeah.
Do you think that the women's skill gap is the same as the men's skill gap?
No.
Like when you can tell, like, oh, this is a college D1 player versus a NBA prospect.
Okay, for me.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, so that's a good question. Like I said, like AJ just pointed out. For girls or young ladies, it's a little different because they're more fundamentally sound. It's very rare that you see one that has a lot of talent, right?
Okay.
And again, I really don't watch girls AAU or anything like that. Because I take that back. I did go watch when they had it here. I watched and I was just kind of like,
Okay.
you know, for me, because again, I'm used to
And then what age group
quicker-
is that? So
these were girls who were I think they were U15, so
Okay.
they're 1400 girls under 15 were playing.
Okay.
So you know, again, I was used to watching guys under 15 again, a little more physical, a little more quicker, a little more activity. You can actually tell. I mean, like I said, they're fundamentally sound. You know, again, I knew when I watched Juju,
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
She the one.
she playing ball. I mean, again, when I watched,
Just
you
the
know,
movement.
just the movements. And then when I watch like the girls in college play, because again, I'm not watching high school or AAU
Right.
basketball for girls, you know. So when I'm watching them playing, I'm going, you know, when you see them, because again, their game mirrors so much of what guys do. You know, again, when I watch Juju play in Attorney, she's moving like a guy. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I mean, she was. I mean, the body control, the lean, the slight nudges. And I was going, she's a tactician. You know, but again, that's just my take. So for me, when I watch a woman play in high school, I don't go, oh, she's going to league. I said, okay, she's just better than everybody else on the floor. Because I have nothing or no reference point to compare what they look like. So
Okay.
that's just my take.
Yeah, what would you look for?
I was gonna say like you know, we talked about this in another show, but you know, you could be a top 10 pick
Yeah.
and you don't even make the team.
Yeah.
So I don't know that necessarily means that like the skill gap is that different, but like the experience level, like the other stuff, right?
Like
So
the fit.
maybe the fit. So
Okay.
like if you got a team that's been together for 5 years, especially the good teams, right?
Yeah.
The bad teams, they're probably
Yeah.
rookies making those teams, but it's just hard to, unless you're an elite player, and if you're getting drafted by a good team, you're probably not an elite player because
Down on
they're picking, you know, too low unless they just made some trade or something. So it's hard to make that team. I think the skill level, when I look at it, it doesn't look that different.
Okay.
I mean, you can definitely tell, like, you know, your Asia Wilsons and your Breonna Stewart's,
Right.
like they're the best players in the league, and you can tell they're just better. But you're the 12th person on the bench, and the people that got drafted that didn't make it, like I don't necessarily see like a big difference in those.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's just they got more experience. They might be stronger. They might know the system better. They're used to the style,
Yeah.
and so it just takes a minute for them to kind of catch
adjust.
on.
See, like I said, like what the girl said, she was a top 10 pick. She got cut.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
girl
that was
said-
this. Yeah. She said I was a top 10 pick coming out of college. She said, I'm playing against grown women. I'm still growing.
Yeah.
She said I got cut. So I went over to Europe and played, then I came back with more experience. And again, like I said, sometimes it's about the system you're in. And like I said, you can tell in any sport, you can tell who is the elite, right? For soccer, oh my God, Messi was one of the greats, right? Pele was one of the greats. So you can always tell those guys. But like I said, I don't watch girls AAU basketball, so I don't watch them until they get to college.
And then what is a skill that you feel like is missing from the game? Like I
Who?
know from
Girls?
the WNBA, I know like
Well-
the women are dunking now. It's more women that are dunking.
Not really.
They're dunking. They're 6'9" and dunking. Come on, man. Ain't like, hold up. Ain't like they 6'3" and dunking. Ain't like, hold up, I'm not done. Ain't like they 5'8" and dunking. They 6'9", 6'11" and dunking.
I mean, I want to give some credit to them.
You know, cool, but 6'11". You should be able to, that's all you gotta do. Your verticals this high. No disrespect. Some of them can jump.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, in my height, I could dunk.
gotcha. I got you. I see what you're saying.
So I think they are doing what they have to do to make the league relevant. They need to continue to do that. And again, I think Angel Reese is a big part of that. She, again, as we said before, she embraced her role of being the heel, potential new baby face. So she's doing what she needs to do to get it out there. And I think that's what needs to be. That's what I think they need. They need to keep finding gyms like that,
It's just
roles
Okay.
for roles for people to play and for other people to understand what their roles are.
Okay.
Because I know we discussed earlier how some of them are going, you're gonna come in here, we've been here all this time, blah, 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 blah. We better get this check, because this check might not come again. So, so they have to understand, and you can start to see it now, right? Where there was a clip I watched Friday where the girl was coming down, I can't remember, and CAITLYN had to tie her shoe, and she
Oh, she-
fell, and
yeah,
the
then
other,
she
and the
started
other
tying
girl
her
tied her
shoe
shoe to get
so she
her,
can get
so
the
she
time.
gets the
Yep, I
time
seen
to
it.
get up and gather herself. You can see it where other people are starting to give Angel Reese her due, where they're starting to help her up off the floor after they throw her down.
Yeah.
So, whereas before they just give her the elbow and run off. So, I think either like AJ said, the commissioner made a phone call. Like, look at here, Slim. You can't hurt the stars. You hurt the stars, we ain't making no money. So, but, and again, not again, I gotta use a different word. They are starting to understand how to market these young ladies, right? I mean,
Okay.
again, think about it. The triple double thing, because you called that.
Yeah.
You called that before the season started. You said, oh, she gonna get.
Oh, the double
The
for
double for
yeah.
Angel Reese. You said, oh, she gonna get those. When I watched her play, I mean, some of her putbacks, again.
It's crazy, but
crazy
they go
looking
in.
putbacks, but they going in, because I'm going, is that a layup? Or she's just throwing it up there? What is she doing? I mean,
Sean said the
yeah, from here.
Sean doing the leg.
That's the thing when you
Like,
back to your original point.
The skill.
yeah.
Shooting has to get better, a lot better, right?
And this is
And-
for all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, if
For all.
so, think about this. So the way Steph changed
I was just about to say, I
The
think
NBA
Caitlyn Clark gonna have the same
Caitlyn, I
influence.
think it's gonna have that because I think you're gonna see girls now
Let's try to shoot.
trying to shoot these long threes. Now, that's the thing
Practice.
because you watch kids, 8-year-old kids out here trying to shoot,
Shoot, yeah.
From 2 feet behind the line. They're not strong enough to get it there, so they're just hoisting it,
Yeah.
and they might get lucky and it goes in, but they're jacking up
It
their
ain't
shot,
consistent,
right?
Yeah.
So if that happens with the women, it's going to even be worse
Yeah.
because, the strength and the technique have to be there. You can't just throw them up and hope
Right.
that they go in. But I think she's going to help change and just like Sabrina, right? Her in the 3-point contest. She was a great 3-point shooter, but she doesn't even come close to doing what CAITLYN does.
Yeah.
Shooting from
The
range
depth,
like that,
yeah.
which again is just like with Steph. Like I make the comparison with Steph and Kyrie. I think Kyrie's as good a shooter. He just doesn't have that range.
Or like
Steph
Dane,
is-
you talked about with
Yeah.
Dane.
Yeah.
Like Steph and Dame, their range is just crazy,
Half-court.
right? And so CAITLYN, we've literally never seen that. Like when Kelsey was breaking the record and
Right.
she was doing it more conventional ways, with layups and regular jump shots. CAITLYN is shooting logo jumpers. And so that brings more eyeballs because people are like, wow, did you see what she did? And again, the fact that she's figured out the rest of it, going back to your point, I think they were going to have to earn the respect
Yeah.
that came with all the attention.
Yeah.
And I think they've done that. Like, again, it's only halfway through the season,
Yeah.
but I think they've earned their respect. Like when they were talking junk about Diana Taurasi talking junk about what she's going
Oh
to
yeah,
face.
yeah.
Well, then they played and
She
then
showed us some love. Yeah.
right, because she was getting cooked, you know what I'm saying?
Hold
So
up. Good.
she was like she was getting fried and sizzled like some bacon. And so she was like, okay, good job,
You earned it.
exactly. And so so that part came with the big first part of the season.
Yeah.
Like, wow, these girls really are breaking records.
Yeah.
They're not just because I think that's what some of them thought was this is smoke and mirrors. Yeah, you did that in college. You're not
Yeah.
doing that here. You're getting all this attention, but you're not good.
Yeah.
And I think they're realizing, dang, you're getting all this attention
Because
and you're actually good.
I think, and I think that parity is great for the league. I really think it. And again, we love that. We talk about this constantly. You gotta have a what? Good story.
Yep.
You ain't got no good story, ain't nobody reading it.
Exactly.
Our show ain't watching it.
Because it didn't make a difference. We talked about this
Yeah,
before.
last year.
When the Aces are back-to-back champions, nobody cared.
Nobody
Nobody
was paying
watched.
attention. Yeah.
So go along those lines. So the All-Star voting just happened, right?
Oh, yeah.
So Asia Wilson led all votes last year.
Yep.
And she's the best player, right? Nobody argues that she's not the best player. She had a little bit under 100,000 votes.
Yep. Now.
Miss Clark comes in this year and gets 700,000
Angel got
votes.
300.
700,000 votes.
There we go. My eyes are doing this. So wait a minute. You're trying to tell me, AJ, that somehow or another, where all these votes come from? I claim fraud, voter fraud.
Oh, there you go.
Fraud.
Hey, look,
Fraud.
when you got
It ain't
fans,
700,000 people watching it. The WNBA.
when you got
They watching it.
when you got fans
I know.
that will do anything to get her.
Yeah, on that.
And guess who was second in votes?
My girl.
Angel Reese.
Nope.
Who?
Was it Kate?
Aaliyah Boston.
Really?
Yes. So that just goes to show that the CAITLYN effect
Yeah.
is carried
trickles
over
down.
to her teammate, right?
Yeah. Well,
Aaliyah Boston got the second most.
She the number
But Aaliyah-
one pick last
But she
year.
was number one, but she ain't had nobody. Bro.
She was #1 pick, but nobody cared.
Not only did nobody care, she's the only person who's actually assisting.
That
Hey,
is
look,
true.
hold up.
That is true.
She's the only person catching the ball. She's the only person finishing. Everybody else is doing this.
Doing my due diligence.
Yeah, like I said, so. But she's the only person, I mean, like I said, she was the #1 pick last year, but you have to remember, she really didn't have much to work with because again, as AJ always says, if you're picking last, guess what? You couldn't have a really good season.
And you a big man.
Yeah, that's it.
You gotta get the ball.
Yeah,
You don't get to
and I
bring it
think,
up. Yeah.
And again, she's running the floor, she's doing all the things that she was doing in college.
She's
Right?
complimenting.
Yeah, she's
Kate.
complimenting CAITLYN's game. See, and I think they need another complimentary piece. I don't know if they're gonna get that through free agency or the draft, but that's what they need. If they need she needs her Pippen, she needs her Worthy, she needs her McHale, she needs that other person. Then I
So-
think they will do well. But
With the voting, you said
yeah, I'm sorry.
Caitlin Clark won.
700,000.
Angel Boston was next.
Okay.
Aaliyah Boston.
Aaliyah
Second,
Boston.
second most votes, yes.
Was Angel after her?
No, she was, I think Asia might have been like, so that's the whole thing
But she
about
top five.
yes.
Okay.
So Angel had 300,000.
Okay.
So my point was just the level of popularity
Yeah.
when your top vote getter has 100,000 votes, and now your top vote getter has 700,000 votes, and your top 5 people have 300,000 votes or whatever, it just shows the popularity and the CAITLYN. They're going to coin a term, the CAITLYN effect, because you know how they said, what is it, a rising tide lifts all boats? Well, she's lifting all the boats, right? Because again, nobody's arguing that Asia's not the best player.
Right.
But she even got way more votes this year.
Yeah.
Because the popularity of the league.
The
So more
viewership
people are
of it, yeah.
watching.
Yeah.
More people are like, oh, this girl's really good.
I don't even watch.
So now they're voting, right?
So
It's-
where would our girl be if she didn't get hurt? Think she would be in that mix? Yeah, Brink.
What we talking about?
Cameron Brink.
Cameron,
She would have gotten a lot of votes.
Yeah.
She'd have gotten a lot of
Got a
votes.
you got a lot.
I need to look at the, I need to,
got a lot.
I need to look at the whole list. But yeah, but no, she would have gotten a lot of votes.
Okay.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Honestly, you know how it is. She might have still gotten a lot of votes.
Yeah, that's not because
People vote for
Just for the
injured
looks,
players all the time, right?
yeah.
But but the fact that 700,000, like just think about that, right?
Mhm.
For a rookie, and then Aaliyah Boston is not the second best
She's
player
good
in
at
the
all.
league. It's not the most popular,
Nope.
but
She's on that team.
your team is getting so many more looks,
Mhm.
and so your fans now are saying, okay, well we're gonna get her. And
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think there's probably another play. I can't think of all the other players' names. I want to say there's another member of the Fever that got a lot of votes,
Okay.
as
Probably-
well.
it's probably that
So-
guard, probably the other guard.
With the popularity, the viewership, if you could just, throw out an idea, when do we see Caitlin Clark in her first commercial?
She already in commercials.
I'm saying a big one where it's like, okay, we know that this is her commercial. Well, it's like other people in it.
It's probably already in the works now. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
smart.
I don't know who all her endorsers are, but she's, yeah, I
Sure,
mean,
Nike, Gatorade.
it's just a matter of,
Huh.
what the marketing is, and like personality wise, like everybody's like, she's
She don't play too much.
she's a nice girl. Like they say, she says all the right things, but she's not somebody that I necessarily like.
I think you just run over.
I don't see her making a movie, right?
Yeah, no.
So like she doesn't have like that kind of personality, right? So they may have figured out, like we got to kind of keep her in a
Wholesome.
certain
In
lane
the shell.
No,
with other
wholesome.
people,
Yeah.
because her personality maybe isn't ready to like carry a whole thing. No, it would be very scripted and very like,
Like she don't get her own Space Jam.
yeah, that
She ain't Mike. She ain't Braun.
right. But if they
Possibly.
did, but think about this though, if they did, how many
Yeah.
people would
Yeah,
go
we'll
see
go
that
watch
movie?
it.
But just because it's her,
Hello.
her fan
Go.
base is so big and crazy.
What do you call it? Taylor Swift effect?
Hey,
Something to watch.
look
I'm
here.
gonna say Taylor Swift effect. I mean, how many?
Now Taylor is on a different level.
It is, but I'm just saying.
But if you remember that there was a show on MTV, it was called like Celebrity Deathmatch, it's like a cartoon,
yes.
and they would put this is a while back. You might not have seen it.
Yeah, I don't know that
It'd be
one.
like a cartoon, and they'd have like Magic versus Bird, and they'd do a cartoon,
Yeah.
and they'd have them like do like a fight to the death
Yep.
in like
Gotcha.
cartoon form.
Okay.
It won't be long. They'll be doing a Caitlin Clark. Well, they would do a Caitlin Clark Angel Reese,
Yeah.
but that's kind of too close to home.
Yeah.
You do a Taylor Swift, Caitlin, the fans, because it's
Yeah,
just
'cause they're
Because
like,
crazy.
the
right?
fan base
The
is crazy.
Swifties.
Yep.
The fan base-
They need to come up with, I don't know that there's a name yet for Caitlin Clark fans, because the
Clarkies.
Swifties or whatever,
Yeah.
they're going to have to come up with something. Maybe we could create that and be
Maybe.
first.
So
on it.
what do you think her nickname should be? I feel like a lot of the girls have nicknames, and
They do.
like Angel has like she's the baby Barbie.
Well, that's because she's
From there. I
It's
get it.
LSU. I mean, she
Yeah.
probably had that name already.
that was actually really
Bayou.
really
Bayou.
cool.
But like,
Yeah,
what is
Bayou Barbie. That was actually really
what is
good.
Caitlyn?
I don't know.
Could Caitlin's
Oh, you know what? You know what she could have been last year, and well, the last 4 years, Cornfield Caitlin.
Yeah.
Because she's from Iowa.
Iowa's full of
Yeah,
corn.
corn. Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to come up with something like this.
Shooting
And I
threes.
The
wonder if-
cornfield sniper.
I remember on a few episodes back, we
Uh-huh.
talked about apparel for the WNBA.
Yeah.
Like shoes and stuff like that. I wonder if they would do the same thing or thing that the NBA did with the nicknames on the back of the jerseys one day.
Well, maybe they could do that for like a special thing, like I said, no.
I don't think enough of them have nicknames to do it,
Some
honestly,
of them are from, I mean, they could do it, but like I said.
that anybody would pay
not-
attention to.
not now. You know, I mean, they wouldn't do it right now. I mean, because like I said, CAITLYN doesn't have one.
Which is
A
crazy.
few other people have one.
I
And
have one soon though. Shit.
And here's the other thing, is they don't really, the WNBA doesn't want to get too gimmicky, right? They're like, the women that were already in it, were saying, we're already playing great basketball. We want you to appreciate what we're doing. Because people were saying like, you need to lower the rims. you need to-
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, we don't need gimmicks. We
good,
just
yeah.
need you to watch. Well, now people are watching, and if the basketball is good and there's good stories, it'll keep the product going.
Yeah.
And then as you get these other players in that are popular, because these college girls, right, that are now, again, it might take them a minute to make a team, but Haley Van Lith has 1 billion followers.
Yeah.
The Cavendish twins
Yeah, I said
got 1 billion followers. And again, they're cute white girls, and we've already said that that's the
Yeah.
demographic that they
Yeah.
really want to bring in.
Yeah.
Paige has a bunch of followers.
Yeah.
Juju's got a bunch of followers. So like those college girls, the more they keep their marketing and their when they get to the league, it's just gonna
Carry over.
exactly.
Come on in.
And I
I'm saying 1.9 votes.
I want to
Still
bring
call
up
vote
something
for
that
it.
we talked about, how I think AJ, you said it, how in today's society nothing is a secret. So how many are going to be willing to expose some of their lives?
All of them,
So-
because they want
They
listen
want that fame. I
that
mean,
your generation
that's it.
puts everything out there, man, everything. And so if you're in the public eye where you can make money off of that,
Do it.
they're gonna put out even more.
Yeah.
So I don't
Because
think
that's-
that's gonna be an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, my generation, his generation, not so much.
Yeah.
Not trying to.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to do it.
I'm not, I mean, like I said, but if, think about, I mean, like I said, that's the way it goes now. I mean, literally, if you don't give a piece of yourself, people
You're not
really don't care.
marketable
You're not
or whatever,
marketable,
yeah.
you're not sharing, you're not doing this, but what was it? It was like, I watched the post, and again, this is not sports related. It said real life and post life, right? So people who are posting, they're at the club, oh, I'm having a good
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
In real life, there's only 3 people there.
Yeah.
Or in
I just put the angle where only us, yeah.
or there's a bunch of people there and you sitting there in the corner by yourself.
Like you said, yeah,
Like-
you're having a good
like
time.
it's not-
yeah.
You turn it back.
Your boyfriend just broke up with you, or you
Yeah.
just saw him cheating on you with some other
Yeah.
girl in the
Yeah.
back. But you still, the one thing that these,
Uh-huh.
especially the women, because it's already gotten some of the men.
I already know.
The one thing they're gonna have to watch out is that stuff doesn't get too personal. What they don't want to end up happening is they get in some relationship and some text messages get out, or some pictures get out, or some videos get out.
Yeah.
I
And
sign NDAs. I sign NDAs.
Hey.
You don't have to worry about none of
hey, well, that's a good move, right?
that.
He said,
Because
I'll sign it. Where do I sign up?
I sign NDAs. You don't have to worry about any of that with me.
He won't be a baby daddy, he promised.
Not looking for that either. Just a good time, Front row seats, Go to my first game,
yeah, okay,
backstage pass, you know what I'm
He
saying?
said locker room Gatorade dance.
yeah.
So this is your guy. If you want to keep everything quiet.
Yep.
I don't talk much,
He said,
only on the pod.
hold up. He's one of those guys they fly in. That's what
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Look, he's in the open
You're
market.
not from this, yeah.
You want to get flown in. Lord. South, not, hold up. This my man. So we got to fly in first class.
Yeah.
We ain't flying Southwest. Or a private jet.
I'm
That's
cool
right.
with commercial. I'm cool with commercial. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm cool with
He said,
commercial.
just fly.
As long as I get there.
Just get me there.
He said,
Bus ticket, train tickets,
said,
just get me
I
there.
ain't gotta
right?
pack no bag. It's me. Just me.
and that's true. Like I said, so
But that's the one thing that they're gonna have to watch out for.
yeah.
Because it hasn't happened yet, but it will happen. Somebody's gonna get.
And it's gonna be
something's
it's gonna be one of the good players too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it will be. I mean, so but it's not a story if it happens to the
Well, that it
12th man on the
to
bench.
think
or the
about
woman
it.
on the bench, right?
It's a little compare apples to oranges a little bit, but same thing happened with Maya Moore. You know, when she had helped the guy get out of jail.
I don't
Yeah, but that was
Now
like
she was on her a little different mindset.
anybody that had problems with that is
Yeah.
just
They were just
wrong.
upset that she kind of stepped away from the game.
But you know what I'm saying? For a great reason, right? Like to help dudes that are wrongly in prison, right? But I'm saying, something,
You talk the drama, the baby mama drama. Though.
yeah, where
Yeah,
you
the
some
Where you
leaked
don't-
photos, your
yeah.
boyfriend, that you sent him something that was just supposed to be between the two of you.
Now it's on Twitter, Instagram.
He decides, we're not together anymore. I'm gonna get you, and that stuff gets leaked.
Yeah,
So that's gonna
that
happen.
messy stuff that they
Yes.
that messy stuff everybody loves to read on the internet.
Yeah.
Said
Man,
you was
you
out
said
with
they
some-
love stories.
They do. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
People
Now
love
that-
mess. People love
Yeah.
mess now.
But that'll be
The
the
media-
thing that
Well, if the media don't like it, we like it. Oh, did you see what that fool did? It's-
Back to the numbers.
yeah.
Do you see the numbers getting better every year?
Yep.
Yeah.
As long as
As far as the All-Star.
yeah, I mean, again, as long as the product stays, as long as CAITLYN's popularity, like I can't think of what she could do
And where is
to lose that.
Well, the only way she could do that is to come out and say something very derogatory and stupid.
That's a good point.
That's
Yep,
the only way.
that's a good point.
She'd have to have
Um,
a moment where somebody, and again, that revolves back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
Somebody's looking for a story and they get her saying something crazy when she's drunk.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can't believe you said that.
Exactly.
I can't believe that's the only way that.
Yeah.
And the All-Star game is at Phoenix this year.
I mean, like I said, and people, and another point, like you said, they have to be, I think, as their popularity grows, they're gonna have to learn to quote unquote deal with those people who are gonna act like, oh, and then all of a sudden pull out the knife and stab you in the back.
Oh, yeah,
Kind
yeah.
of like the Michael Irvin thing. Had a conversation with a young lady, yada, yada. All of a sudden she's like, oh, he said this and he lost his job. He lost this. He lost
a lot of
that,
assets.
lost
Yeah.
a lot of, So yeah, those are the things you kind of have to start watching out for once they gain that popularity. Because before, they could have walked through here and we'd have never known.
Yeah.
Right.
Be like, wow, y'all tall.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing now? I mean, AJ Wilson walks through here. CAITLYN walks through here. We're like, that's who they are.
Yeah.
Can I get your autograph right quick?
And it's gonna be, and there's always a double standard, right? So there's the list of NBA and NFL and like male athletes that have bad texts and baby mama drama and all that stuff is a mile long, right? But if that happens to one of these women, it's gonna be a whole, it's gonna be bad,
Oh, yeah, I'm
right?
sure the media-
Because they're gonna they're gonna try to
Real bad.
destroy them, right?
Yeah, they are, and that's the sad part about it. Again, but again, that's the double standard. Right?
Yep.
I mean, like I said, you have on a similar topic, you showed us what was going on between Kat and somebody.
Oh, and
was-
Ant.
between that individual online. And, oh, did you do this? No, send me the video. No, did you do this? No, send me the video. Oh, baby, you in trouble.
Send me the video.
And again, we talked about the other young man. He just signed a $60 trillion contract.
Yep.
Right. Maybe on the way, not his wife. That's, you do you. That's all you, do what you want to do. I don't care. It's your money. Just give it to me.
Yeah.
But, like I said, so those are some of the things that's going on, out there. Like I said, it's kind of weird, like I said, but I think they'll have to learn to adjust to the stardom and the fame. And if they have the right PR team or the right PR person in place, then they'll be able to cope. But if not, we're gonna be reading some stuff and have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, these girls that are popular have been popular for a
For a
minute.
while. Yeah.
So, like, this isn't new for CAITLYN and for Angel.
Yeah.
Like, they've been popular for years. And so the WNBA people that weren't popular, that are getting more eyeballs on them, they may have to figure that, they've been in the league for 20 years, but have never seen anywhere near this kind of popularity or people, paying attention to what they're doing. So they may have to even learn it more than these young
Yeah.
players
The ones
coming
that are
out.
kind of like new to it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like navigating social media, right? I mean, I'm new to it. Good God.
And then one player we missed that I forgot to even name when you were talking about Haley Van Lith, the twins, Juju, and all that. Flau'jae, forgot she raps.
Yep.
She's still at LSU, so
Yep.
I wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, so they're all, and again, they better capitalize on that still. I mean, they
Yeah.
need to have a.
Yeah, Lil
Well,
Wayne's her uncle.
You know what,
Something.
I just thought about this. I know that we call it the G League, even though it gets no views. To keep some of those players over here versus going overseas, maybe they can start like a G League for the WNBA. I mean, because you're cutting your top 10 pick, and I get it. They're going overseas, so.
But
when
that's
you go
crazy too at the same
overseas-
time. Top 10.
I mean, I know, but like I
Yeah.
said, that's different. So, but they go overseas and they gain experience and they gain a following over there. But when they come back over here, out of sight, out of mind. So, when
And do
they
you
come back.
and I'm glad you said it. Do you even know? I don't want to say the credentials, but why is it important that the women go over there and play overseas, get the experience, and it's kind of cool in a sense? You go from the NBA to overseas, it's like, you on your way out.
There's no option, right? So the overseas, the leagues over there, that for the women,
It's
the
catered.
quality
Okay,
is
okay.
is way higher, and there was no option. So those leagues have always had tons of Americans, right? If a man from the NBA or from college goes over there, there's a limited number. Nobody's watching those leagues as much.
And they can
at
only
least
take,
over
well,
here.
isn't correct me if I'm wrong, for the men, maybe for the women as well. When you go overseas, they gonna only take like 2 or 3 Americans or
It
something.
depends on the league, but yeah, some of them are the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just depends.
Yeah, but with the women, and that's what Breonna Stewart, her 3-on-3 league,
Yeah.
she's trying to make it so that you don't have to go overseas.
Overseas, you can
You
make some
can
money
do
here.
those exactly, and so
Yeah.
I think more of that stuff's gonna
Yeah.
may end up happening with the popularity. You'll have to figure out a way not to dilute it too much with
Oversaturate.
too much exactly. Because at this rate, if the popularity keeps the way it is and keeps growing, their salaries are gonna go up,
Right.
which means you won't have to go overseas
Overseas,
as
yeah.
readily, and you can still do it if you want to. But given the option, most of these women are saying they don't want to do it, and so if there's other options, whether that's you're playing in this 3-on-3 league and be able to make money, honestly,
you
that's
can
kind of
make,
cool.
I mean, if you can make 70K doing 3-on-3, sign me up. I mean, that's it. I mean, I'm serious.
I'm repping.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's what you're right. I mean, in 2000, I'm mad at you, but that gives you opportunity. And I
Yeah.
think that's what they're asking for and they're looking for, but they're gonna have to be able to, quote unquote, market that opportunity and make sure, as you stated earlier, you don't want to oversaturate the market, because then it's just overkill and you're doing this, I want to watch this.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the other thing that some people are talking about it, but we can't overlook the fact that one of the reasons why CAITLYN is as popular as she is, we talked about the storyline with them in LSU, and that's what to me set it all off.
Yep.
But the racial aspect of it is huge,
Always.
because the new eyeballs that are coming to the WNBA, they're white people. Let's be honest,
Ain't
right?
us.
Because they weren't watching, because they perceived it as it's a bunch of, well, they didn't even perceive it. The perception, whether it's true or not, is that it's a really liberal league, and they don't agree with some of the things that these
Okay.
what people are saying.
Yeah.
But then here comes CAITLYN, middle,
Midwestern,
Midwest,
conservative.
from Iowa, conservative, white. She has a boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of that,
You got a boyfriend, he's a little bit taller than
all of that, paid a big,
his face.
Okay.
He's like, she got a boyfriend.
yes, they've
Yeah,
been
she has a
together for
minute.
a minute, yeah.
Cool.
But all of that, if you read like the comments, what people were saying, it was a lot of that.
Yeah, it's a lot of, and they'll throw it, sprinkle it in there. You like,
Yeah,
what does that have to do with the game of basketball?
and they're saying stuff like,
That's like-
Angel's a thug, Angel's this, look how classless all those code words that people have been using forever. But CAITLYN is none of those, right? And so they're like, see, we can get behind her. If
Yeah.
there were more of her, we would have been watching the WNBA all
WNBA.
along.
No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Um,
So don't lie to yourself.
because nobody was, again, Breonna Stewart,
Wilson, go back.
Sabrina, none of them.
they didn't,
Rossi.
they didn't have the same level, you know, it was the perfect storm,
Monster.
and now they, you know,
Shamika Holtzclaw.
And like you said, in today's time, everybody,
Lisa
nothing's a
Leslie.
secret. So everybody wants
Lisa
to have their input and their opinion on something,
Yeah, we can have your input, but
regardless if it
like I said,
Yeah.
matters to them or not.
you
But-
can
but
have
though- but-
input,
yeah,
But
but,
like we say, all opinions aren't valid.
but everybody has one.
Yep.
And if you're putting your money where your opinion is, and that's what these people are doing.
Yep.
They're like, we love Caitlyn.
Yeah.
We're gonna vote for her. We're gonna make sure people we watch. We're gonna support whatever she's endorsing. Hey, you can't be wrong with that. You can't be mad with that.
Let her have one bad day of being a human.
No,
Those people aren't going
They
anywhere.
don't think, no, I mean, they're gonna stay behind her.
Yeah.
It's almost like she just has that effect. It's almost like the Michael effect, right? Michael could do no wrong, even though he was gambling and all that didn't come out till afterwards, right? Somebody wanted a story, you know, and again, that's just Michael. But with that, you know, so with that, I know we kind of brushed over the Olympic team versus the All-Star team. So we all are pretty much, well, I'm of the mindset that I think the Olympic team's gonna lose this one. You know, it's just one game. I don't think it's gonna matter, but I think it's gonna, you know, I think Caitlyn's shooting threes, and I think my girl down low and a few other people on the All-Star team are gonna feel slightly snubbed because they feel they should belong, but it is what it is. Like I said, I think it's gonna be, again, good for numbers, because I'm probably gonna watch it. Probably place a few bets. I pray to God y'all give me some money this time and not mess up. So like I said, I'm gonna go with Caitlyn and your girl Angel Reese. I think they're gonna carry them and put them on their backs and drag them across the finish line on this one. That's what I think, even though they're gonna be going against some of the best basketball players. I think some of the youth, look, what you say, the tired legs, it's gonna come to play.
No, you
Yeah.
got two?
You know what? I was
I got
leaning that
Olympics.
way. I think the Olympics are gonna beat them just
Yeah.
because they're trying to prove a point. Now, that won't keep some of these girls from
Yeah, they're definitely
the,
gonna be
the
on.
one I always forget her name. She is like the biggest snub that has
The OG.
yeah, something like yeah.
forgot how to say her
But
name.
they
I got you.
but she hasn't made like she's like the person that they keep saying if anybody's getting snubbed, it's her.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she's ever made one of those teams.
Okay.
But she was, I think it was last year. She was the All-Star MVP, I believe. And so she might be one that scores 40. Caitlyn will probably have a triple double.
He's up. Get your app, baby.
No,
Get your app
she's,
ready.
like, really good.
Yeah,
Get your money ready.
yeah.
Oh,
She's
what's
like she's one of the leading scorers in the W. So, but I always forget her name.
I never know how to pronounce it. I'm pretty
Some of the
sure.
OGA chick,
Yeah, it's like
OGA, something because I said I can't. Yeah, I'm not gonna pronounce her name because I'll.
but
slip her.
we watch you though. So we wanna
Yeah, so
but
but
one thing I just thought about in what you said allowed me to think about what the players in the NBA have said. You said for the Olympics and All-Star game, it'd be a break. The NBA doesn't look at the All-Star game as a break. And when I look at it in those terms, do you really think it would be a break for the girls? Because it's gonna be a lot of cameras in front of their faces.
No. The Olympics happens in the middle of their season.
Right.
So if you're not in the Olympics, you're off for a month and a half.
Gotcha.
Now there'll be a group of players. I don't know if they'll do college players or if it's that go like the practice team, but everybody else is off.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, they can do whatever they want to do during that time. In the for the men, the Olympics is before the season, so it's not a break for them.
Okay.
But the All-Star break, which is why people complain about how bad it is for them because nobody.
It's not
They're like, look, we're not taking it seriously because we're
still in
out
season.
here
Yeah.
yeah. And so the people that aren't playing go to the Bahamas or whatever.
Yeah.
They got that week
Window,
or whatever
7 days
where they don't
off.
have to do anything. The ones that are on the team are like, I'm not trying to kill myself
Gotcha.
when I don't,
Gotcha.
I'm not even
Totally
getting
fair.
the break that everybody else has.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the difference.
That's it.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's why.
Can't wait for the tunnel fits. Get away from the tunnel
So
fit.
the women or the men? Which one?
Ain't talking about me.
Some of the things I'll be like, you wearing it? Like, bro, that don't.
I think
match.
that's starting to put some light to the game as well.
Well, I think
With the tunnel fits, just
that-
how people present themselves before coming to the game.
well, that
just
brings,
giving a little
that
bit of
just brings
personality.
in the fashionistas and
Yep.
the fashion folks. So again, they're trying to make it all inclusive. I get it. I mean, like I said,
And they were always doing
Doing
it.
it, yeah.
Nobody cared.
Watch
Yep.
So now there's a camera. I mean, there's
Oh, the bad part about
And
it
now
is,
it's like
hold up,
sites for it, pages.
some of them need to take a walking class in the heels. I'm sorry.
Look.
They struggling.
Hey, look. They just hope they don't twist the ankle.
Yeah,
That's
as long as you don't do that, you
Put on,
good.
put on the flats. I get it. We want you to play basketball. You're cute, your outfit. Put on the flats. If you ain't used to walking in them stiletto heels, don't
They're like,
do it.
nah, that's part of the thing.
What I signed up for.
I gotta do it. I can't. Hey, they'll destroy them if they roll up decked out with some flats on.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I can't do it. Can't do it. I gotta.
I'm putting on some Skechers.
Right.
Popping them on. So with that, we gonna move to our next topic.
Yeah, what's our good topic?
We can go ahead. and
Our
move.
debate. A good debate
So-
right here.
Well, so like I said, so with this, so you know, it's that slow time of the year. Like, so we're gonna do the Mount Rushmore, then we're gonna do the Olympic team. So with that, I'll go ahead and jump in first. Of course, my Mount Rushmore basketball players. Again, this is not
And let them know the
greatest.
credentials. For this.
Well, the credentials, I mean, basically, these are my personal favorites, guys who've had some impact of the game and, you know, made the game change. So, you know, I think those are the two criteria, you know, we're not talking about carrying the league or carrying, you know, like being the face of the franchise type deal. Again, these are my personal favorites who got me into basketball. You know, of course, my first one, of course, is Dr. J, High Flyer. Of course, Magic, Showtime. We had Bird, that French lick with a hick from French lick. And of course, we got Michael Jordan. Then, of course, we got my honorable mention, which is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Those are my, you know, I got my four in my honorable mention. Again, I picked Dr. J because, again, he was one of the guys who changed, you know, I didn't say change the game, but, you know, he was hang in the air. He would dunk on you and he'd have a jump shot, but most memorable, of course, is all his high flying antics, gliding through the air. Like everybody would jump, he'd still be up there moving. You know, of course, Magic, you know, play all five positions.
Okay.
He had the personality. You know, again, he put the league on his back because nobody was watching. Of course, Bird and him had the rivalry. I loved it. You know, Bird could hit any shot anywhere, anytime. He was a great assist man. Again, changed the league there. Of course, you had Jordan. Woo! They handed the torch to him. You know, nothing but accolades. Tenacious competitor. Was always, you know, and again, one short story. I love hearing the stories about how they say, "Hey, man, don't talk to him. Young buck, don't talk to him. Shut up. I got to guard him." Now, you know, he only got 20. At the end of the game, he got 50, and he looking at you. What's wrong? You tired?
Yeah.
You tired? You know, so you know, those are the things that I loved about Jordan. Of course, Kareem just changed the game because they put in rules for Kareem not to dunk because he was just so dominant at the center of the rim. So he had to invent he invented a shot called a sky hook. So those are the things that I like about those guys. So yeah.
You want to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm doing 4,
Mhm.
and I'm doing it off of who evolutionized the game, impact, winning, and with impact, it's all about position as well. So this is who I got. This is not, you know, maybe who y'all like, but this is who I got. Got Steph,
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
just because of, you know, his 3-point ability is crazy. His ability to lead a team, you know, he wins 4. His last one, he wins, you know, kind of by himself. Shows you that he can, you know, still win and still lead a team. Secondly, I got Cole. Yeah, I got just that mentality and how it kind of still is relevant in today's game and how players are still trying to mimic that mentality and how it's trying to carry on to the on-court stuff. And also just because Kobe has one of the best basketball shoot I mean, well, forever, people are still trying to mimic their shoes to look like that. No disrespect to MJ. He'll always be there for me, so it won't no need to put him on this list. This is somebody I don't really want to put on the list. I like him as a person though. Don't know him. We got Braun at 3.
All right.
We got Braun at 3.
He said, I don't know.
And that has to do with, just how he plays the game the right way. He always makes the right basketball play when we talk in terms of basketball, and the longevity. Just, he hasn't had a major injury. And the power that
On something.
yeah. And just the power that he has. He's really carried the NBA to where they are. And many players can't do that for the time period that he's done it. Then lastly, we got sometimes he seems like he's a petty guy. Sometimes I feel like he hating. But I threw Shaq in there.
Shaq,
The most impactful player to ever step on
Okay. Okay.
at the 5.
Okay.
the Shaq Diesel.
Yeah, it's
Breaking
just,
rims.
it ain't really nothing to say. All you gotta do is tap in Shaq highlights, and that'll tell you why he up there.
Okay.
All right. Who you got? Who you got, AJ?
Okay.
Who you got?
Well, so I got to start off with the two goats, right? There's anybody that's trying to put anybody else in the argument. I just don't agree. Again, everybody has an opinion, but I grew up loving MJ. I'm gonna go to my grave loving MJ. I think he's the most perfect basketball player that's ever lived. I don't think he has any weaknesses or flaws in his game. I'm not a big ring counting person, so I don't even talk about rings. But I got Michael Jordan, of course. Then I gotta say who's my personal, who has surpassed him in greatness and is my personal favorite, and that's LeBron, the King James, who is the most complete basketball player that's ever lived. He's done it longer and better than anybody ever. He's done it everywhere he's gone. He's been the voice of the league. He's been the face of the league. He did it from day one as a high school guy, all the way to year 20, whatever. So Bron. And then the other two, I got to put them in together because they saved the league. They really did. In the 80s, NBA was on. The finals weren't even being televised live. So I got Magic and Bird. Do I think Magic is that great of a player? I really do not. I have changed over the years with that because Magic was my guy early on. But I look at his game now and I try to compare it to, I think if we put him in this era, I don't know that he's can hang. So I love Magic, and the Showtime era and just the flashiness of his passes. I just don't know that he could do that if he was playing that.
Okay.
So I'll be honest. And then Bird, as a kid, I could not stand Larry Bird because I was a Laker guy. I couldn't, but as I got older, I just learned to appreciate his game. I love people that talk trash because who can back it up. And Bird if we do a Mount Rushmore of trash talkers backing it up, he's up there.
Easy.
100%.
Bird I remember, was it the story you told? Who was it? With Jamal, the guy from Kansas, Jamal, oh God, Mashburn, Jamal Mashburn.
Okay.
So this is
Kentucky.
Sorry, Jamal, Kentucky. He said they were out there talking trash to them because they, of course, like I said, the Olympic team practiced against college guys. He said we were trashing them. He said all of a sudden they were like, oh, okay. He said the dude that was guarding Bird said, okay, I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna pump fake twice, I'm gonna hit it off the corner glass and it's gonna go in. He said, dude, he did it. We thought it was just him talking. He said he came back down. He said, I'm gonna stop at the top of the key. I'm gonna do a spin move. I'm gonna cross you up and I'm gonna lay it up. No, you're not. He said the whole rest of the practice, that's all he was
Wow.
doing. He was just like, man, why you talk to him, man? He said, yeah, we was feeling ourselves until they actually decided to play.
Yeah.
So
And that was old Bird. Bird wasn't even in his prime
Oh, yeah,
then. When he was on the dream team, he was
yeah.
a shell of himself. There's dudes that'll tell those stories, man.
Mhm.
Worthy, Xavier McDaniel, they got stories where he like literally come out of the huddle and be like, yo, man, I'm gonna be right there, I'm gonna catch it, and I'm gonna score. And nothing you can do about it.
Isn't that one of the not this is a little different, but isn't that one of the games where he just went left-handed the whole game?
There
No.
were games like that. He got bored. It was-
Yeah, like he just
and he was like, yeah, I just decided I'm gonna play the whole game left-handed.
Yeah.
And he did. He did.
that's crazy.
So yeah,
Um,
that's crazy.
Let me bring some more quick. How many subscribers do we got? 21?
21.
We got 21 subscribers. We were having a debate before we started. Where do you guys put Carmelo Anthony
Oh my goodness.
on your all-time list? And where do you put KD on your all-time list?
I'll let y'all answer that. But,
So please put your answers in the comment
yeah,
section.
like I said, y'all put in the comment section. You might want to post that on a short too. Like
Yeah.
this. No, that was sorry.
We need to know.
Like I said, to me, again, to me, I like all around players in basketball. You got to play both ways. It's not just about scoring a basket, but you got to stop the guy. And again, anybody who knows me knows I love the defensive side of the ball. I love seeing a smack. What I love is this. I love when dudes go to and they put it up and somebody comes out of nowhere and they just smack the crap out of it and it goes up in the stands. I love that.
Yeah, so that list
Or-
that he made was
or
really
when they-
our list.
I know. Or when they pin it on the backboard and they look at him.
Antoine's list goes with like Tony Allen, Avery Bradley,
You're real.
Kawhi, you know, those type of
I
guys.
want some defensive cats. But again, for me, I like this. I like a two-way player. I really do. I mean, those have always been my favorites. Guys who can give you 40 are great, but if he's on the other end, and I know the other team's going to abuse him.
Right.
I'm like, and to me, Carmelo didn't really play much defense, and KD really don't play much defense. They play when they feel like it or when they have to. Again, that's just my opinion. And of course, you got to stop fighting on Twitter, man. I'm sorry. I mean, dude, you one of the world's most elite basketball players, and you fighting with a troll. He ain't never played basketball in his life at your level. Why even talk to him? I'm just saying.
Yes, he's bored, man,
He be bored, man. Go to Cabo, go to Greece, go to Thailand. Travel the world. You got all the time in the world to do what you want to do. I wouldn't. Look, if you want to fight with a troll, fight with us.
Yeah. And then one more real question right quick before I, done joking.
Mhm.
Who is gonna give the Olympics or the Olympian team the hardest, battle?
Yeah, I'll let you have it.
So we went back to what we did back in the day. So, like we had college players and we were just killing everybody. And then until we didn't. And then they were like, you know what? Okay. There's no way the US should not be winning all these world championships. And they realized it was because everybody else is playing their grown men professionals and we were bringing college kids. So that's when we created the dream team, right? In 92 for the 92 games. Since then, it hadn't even been close, right? But then this last cycle, I think it was like the World Championships, none of the stars wanted to play. So we sent Walker Kessler and Cam Johnson, and I can't even name everybody. But it was a B-list. It might not have been a B-list squad. It's a C-list squad, maybe, right? And so they lost. So right after that happened, LeBron, as the story goes, he got on the phone, called Steph, and was like, yo, can't let this happen again. If I play in the next one, will you play? Yeah, I'll play. Let's call so-and-so. Let's call KD. Hey, man, if we play, will you play? Yeah, let's do it. So they kind of put together the squad. There's a whole Olympic committee that does that. Like I said, now we got this. I'm gonna tell you who. I'm gonna tell you.
Let lead GM do it. Right
Yes.
quick.
He's like, I'm gonna tell you who we gonna have. And then
Who
you can
gonna
fill out,
play,
you
yeah.
can fill out the rest of the roster, right?
We got our starting six.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
Yeah,
whoever
you
else
can
is
fill out whoever you want for the rest.
playing. Just get to it.
So this team is loaded. Now, assuming nobody gets injured, there should be no way that they lose. However, this is a different world than we used to be in when the dream team was coming in and all those. Because now, if you look at these other teams, I'd say 80% of the roster is NBA players now, right? And good NBA players. And so, Canada and France, like some of these teams are loaded, loaded, right? So
Greece.
if they don't come to
With Gian-
play,
Just with Giannis though.
if they don't show up, they're gonna be for some battles. And
They should not take anybody's slight.
that's exactly right. You can't go out there like the dream team did, just throwing lobs behind the back like it's an all-star game.
Now you can. We about
Oh,
20. I don't count now.
They go in like
That was a different team.
they go into it like that.
Yeah.
They
Done
lose.
deal.
They're losing. So if they go into it seriously, and if they take they need to replay the Kobe videos from the Redeem team, the way because they were kind of fooling around like that.
Yeah.
Kobe came in.
Bron
was
need to
like,
be the Kobe of this team.
Kobe came in and was like, "Look, I'm gonna set the tone."
Oh, yep.
When he took out his boy,
I need some elbows thrown.
Take them out.
they Bron and the rest of them was like, "This
That's
dude
crazy.
is
He said
crazy."
he's wearing another jersey.
Yeah, they're like, "Wow."
And you definitely better win because we talk about it all the time. If you're a vivid basketball watcher, you kind of feel it as well. This is the end of Bron.
Yes.
So this will
Yeah.
be a part of his documentary. So he has to go up on top.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You got to make sure that, again, if they show up, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a chance that they lose, because they got a good mix of, your LeBron and Steph.
Kawhi,
If Kawhi actually plays,
They said he was using his suitcase as a crunch.
man,
Bro.
Embiid, if these guys are healthy, we should win.
Yeah.
But they got to take it seriously.
Yeah.
If they don't take it seriously, they're gonna lose, and I'll be the first one to say that.
You don't want to do that.
Because these other teams are gonna be definitely taking it seriously,
They are.
and they're gonna be trying to prove, hey, I don't care if
Y'all
these
ain't
dudes
all
are
that.
legends, exactly. But if they come to play, I think they win.
Yeah, because the last time we lost, oh my God, the media, they were all over them cats. So how do you feel?
I was a part of the media.
How do you feel? How do you feel about losing? This is the first time we have not gotten gold medals. I'm like, man, they just don't. They just asked me to show up. That's all I did. You think you were just gonna show up and win?
I think it'll be a good
We
one.
had gotten bronze, didn't we? Bronze that year.
Yeah, that was they
had gotten
finished
bronze
third.
that
Yeah,
year. Boy, they were. I'm telling you, boy, they was all.
And
in their
who was the
face.
coach? Steve Kerr?
no, that was
No, of this year's team. Is it Steve Kerr?
who is it? I think it is Steve Kerr.
Okay.
Oh, didn't he play?
There's a whole squad, but when they Brown
Larry Brown.
Larry Brown,
Larry Brown.
yeah, and he had like a defensive squad.
That's like-
No, I take that back. Larry Brown may have been the coach when he had the college. No,
Steve Kerr.
no, it wasn't. Larry Brown, I think, was the coach when they lost. I want to say it was John Thompson that lost with with the college guys.
Yeah, they lost to
When
Russia.
he lost.
They lost to Russia by 2. Something like that. That was
They
the
losing to
last
Russia
year.
by 2 this year.
Yeah,
They gonna beat the brakes off Russia.
I don't even know if Russia has a team.
Russia's got a squad.
In
Or if they have not.
What's the most we ever beat a team by?
it's one of them dream teams, probably 50.
40.
Oh, it's more than that. Back in those, the other team was coming out before the game trying to get autographs. That's how in awe they were of the. But yeah, I bet you probably 50 points.
And then, of course, the year that Michael played, because the year they played Tony Kukoc was ugly. They would beat. They were. I mean, literally, it was like this. It was like going across the middle and your ribs exposed. They was like, "Ooh wee." I said he was what 19, 18 at the time.
Yeah, Kukoc was a boy, was
He
a
was
young
boy. He
boy.
was like, he's getting. They was like, "Oh, we gonna show you. We gonna show you."
Yeah, because there was one of those people were saying he's
better
better than players in the league, and
Got you.
and they were like, okay,
Yep.
You got some, fam.
yep,
They said I think they held them to like under 6 that game.
yeah, it was bad.
They were stealing the ball from them. They were dunking on them. It was ugly.
Yeah, but again, that back then, the world, it was
Far
not
off.
even close.
Yeah,
I mean, it
It
was
was close, like I said, but like you said, they were getting autographs. They were trying to get autographs before the game. They didn't care. They knew what was going to happen. They knew what it was. They said, especially when Michael was out there, they were like this. I think I recall one dude just doing this guarding Michael. Like, I'm on the same floor with him as he went by him and like dunked.
Well, I
He was
got
like,
30. You talking about
but what people forget is Charles Barkley was the best player on that team.
I've heard.
He led him in scoring, led him in I mean, he that was Barkley's peak. And
yeah,
he was unstoppable in that whole thing. But the Bird barely played. His back was
Yeah.
bad. You know, Leitner was on the team. He barely played except for in the blowouts. Because they saved a spot for a college player. Yeah.
yuck, yuck. Yeah, but then of course this is one of those times of the year, but like I said, but where things are a little lean. Like I said, we even talked about what was it? What did we mention earlier? I can't remember. We were talking something about basketball. So which one of those dream teams, question, would today's dream team be as dominant? Would
Yeah,
the-
dog.
no. Would the nineties dream team be as dominant as that team was if they played against these teams in the
No.
league now?
No. That team was old.
Yeah.
And they didn't have shooters. So like now,
Yeah.
it's a 3-point
gotta be
shooting
able to
league.
shoot.
Yeah. And so
A team can beat you with 4-3.
they had, they had Ewing and Malone and
Inside.
a big team.
Yeah.
But
We don't care about that.
yeah. It's a different.
He ain't shooting no 3. We don't care.
Yeah.
Stretch 4.
Yeah.
We're gonna do, we're gonna pull them out and let them sit on the edge.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
gonna space
it's
it out.
definitely
And of course, they play
And
zone.
they can't play 5 out.
I can't remember. They play zone.
I think you
Maybe
can play
they-
either one.
they
I can't
played man.
remember.
Yes, you can play zone.
No. I'm saying back then, did they? Because back then in the league, they played more man.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
They didn't play as much zone as they do now,
Gotcha.
and they switched everything. So you got a big boy, but those guys were big and lanky.
Who we talking
not
about?
fast. That team. I mean, when you talk about everybody inside that you mentioned, I said because Malone wasn't in his prime, really.
No, Malone was still balling in 92,
And he
100%.
go out there, he want to
Magic,
on that switch.
had
He's gonna play.
retired and came back. Bird was old.
Yeah.
But Jordan,
Pippen.
Barkley, Pippen, Malone, they were in their prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were killing it.
Killing that, man. Like I said, that was good. I mean, like I said, it was good to watch. Because I actually watch, for those of you who don't know, I usually don't watch the basketball part of it. I usually watch the track and field part of it. 100 meter, 200 meter, the open mile, open quarter, high hurdles. I may look at a few steeplechases.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like I said, I'll go away and come back. The 32,000-meter race. Like,
Yeah, nah.
I'll be back.
I love the Olympics. And I watch a lot of random stuff. But before we go, there's a handful of people in the Olympics that are goats
Yeah.
in their thing, right? So Simone Biles,
Yep.
greatest gymnast ever. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people may not know this name. Sydney McLaughlin.
I know.
Track
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yo,
Yeah, you're talking about
the
the
blowing records away that people
yeah,
like.
thin.
She does the 400 hurdles.
Yep.
Her 400 hurdles time is as good as open 400 times.
Yeah.
And so it's a matter of time before she's already shattered her own record a bunch of times, and she's so far ahead of everybody else in those races. And then she's on the 400 relay. I hope she just does them both.
What about
I mean-
your girl though? How you think Shikari gonna do? 'Cause she's
She
hitting
didn't
her
make it.
stride. She didn't make it.
Wait,
Yeah, Shikari Richardson.
She didn't qualify.
she did? I mean, see,
She missed her last race.
She missed it.
Like she came in 4th.
Wow.
What? I didn't even know that. Now, in the 100 or the 200?
It was one of them she didn't qualify for. I don't know
Oh,
if it's
wow.
the whole thing, but she didn't qualify for
Google
something.
that, because I know, I mean.
Wow, yeah, I didn't,
Wow.
I missed that.
Yeah, she was on fire. Hope, I mean, probably the 200. I don't see her not qualifying in the 100.
Wow, she just she must have had a bad.
Oh yeah, she
bad
got
day.
the record though.
Well, she got the
Salute to her.
She beat. Yeah, she gonna be on the 4x1.
Just salute to her for just overcoming everything. She had a,
Yeah,
Well, no, they did her wrong. To me, they did her wrong. I said, because people have done worse. I mean, like I said, people have done steroids in the Olympics, literally. Was it Ben Johnson?
oh, yeah.
He won the race, broke the world record. And they were like, yeah, come over here for a second. I need you to give me a sample.
Yeah.
That's when, and then of course they gave Carl, was it Carl Lewis?
Carl Lewis was
Yeah,
in there.
Carl Lewis was number 2. So he said, I didn't get to go back out on the podium. They gave me the gold medal in a black room somewhere.
Mm.
You can have this. He was like, yeah, but
I need everybody to see.
I mean, yeah, that's what he said. So maybe the Olympics, like I said, some of those guys. Then of course Noah,
Oh, that Noah, the kid.
Noah,
He
actually,
runs. He runs.
Noah, the guy that runs 100 and 200.
Yeah, Noah.
Noah.
Oh, I don't know
Yeah,
him.
Then there's this other
Noah.
kid that's in high school that almost qualified.
Yep.
Yeah.
Noah Lyles, yeah, the other kid that the high school.
Didn't
He finished fourth.
I was gonna say, yeah, he was
in that
close.
heat.
Yeah.
My God, he's gonna be a monster. He gets up there.
Okay, so to answer your question right quick before we get off,
Okay.
Sha'Carri Richardson fails to qualify for Olympic 200 meters with 4th place finish.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, except because she reminds me of my daughter, because my daughter was like super fast, but she didn't have the length of stride. She had quick turn.
Gotcha.
So in the 200 meter, you got to come out of that top.
But she does for the 100 meters and the 4
yeah.
by 100.
I'm
Yeah.
still shocked that she didn't.
Well, except for the
She gave out. She just gave out. She had did good that whole week.
Probably
Setting
tired, yeah.
more records and beating her records.
Well, I
So,
mean, she'll probably be
gave
an
out.
she'll probably.
Oh, yeah,
turn
she's
out to
definitely gonna be there.
she'll be there. I mean, like she the 100 is what everybody wants to see, and the
Yeah.
4x1 is everybody wants to see what her in it.
Yeah.
Like I said, but smoking a little ganja in a state where it's legal, I kind of think they went overboard with that. Like I said, your mother, was it her mother or her grandmother?
Come on.
Her mom passed away. Shoot.
Ain't no telling that.
What? Man, like I said, I'm telling you, I tried to play, what was it? I tried to play flag football when something happened. It was difficult for you to be
Yeah.
a professional at it.
Yeah.
Like I said, people say, oh,
Like stakes on top of that.
what you doing? Nah, bro, what you doing? I'm going to the funeral. You're not going to the funeral. Yeah, I'm going to the funeral. Forget
Yeah.
y'all. But with that, again, we're entering into the slow time of the year. And of course, we're going to be coming up pretty soon on training camp for some of our favorite teams. We'll be talking contracts and what's going on. And of course, Hard Knocks is doing the Giants. I don't know if anybody's going to watch that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't find it interesting. I'll probably watch Game of Thrones again. But with that, like I said, we end this episode. We want you guys to like, share, subscribe. Again, we had 3 guys come together organically to talk about sports from a novice point of view. So we got
AJ.
we got
Jay,
A-Dub signing off. Like I said, episode 18.
peace out.